Hello and welcome to Jessie James Beads. I guess it's gifting time of year. I mean, gifting all the year round is always good. We are going to be working with the November Magical Mystery Bead box, which is snowflakes and stardust. Love these art cards and I love this box. I'm going to pop you down to the board now so you can see what we're going to make, and then let's have a quick gander through some of the beads you might use. There's so much to love in the November Magical Mystery Bead box, from stargazing earrings. Follow the barcode on the back of your art card to find out more about those and some other techniques. You've got fantastic connectors that you could use as a pendant if you wanted to. And as a little FYI, if you undo that jump ring at the end of the fine chain in this month's box, it loops very easily through that gorgeous snowflake. We've got the Arctic Circle bead mix, we might delve into that. We've also got this fabulous Winter in the Woods, and I'm definitely going to be using some of the beads here. Mixed metals, which is a firm favourite for me in constellations. Gorgeous daisy spacers, and find your North Star. How pretty is that? So our technique for today, you could make it as gifts for your friends, putting on the tree. Or maybe even you could make them as little earrings. That's what I'm going to do with this one later on. So you've got loads of choices about how you can use this technique. It's a lot easier than it looks, and we're going to be working with one of the most common wires available. I have in hand approximately 10 inches of 18 gauge round wire. I'm working with a medium copper today, but you could really use whichever type of wire you'd like to. So I'm going to start about 1.5 inches from one end and just put a very soft little bend in. That's really more of a start point than a permanent bend. So if you warm that wire through, you'll be able to straighten that out and move it around later should you need to. We're going to begin by demarking the size of our star, and I would recommend starting at around about 1 inch and seeing how that looks, and you can obviously size up from there if you need to. So I'm again working with 10 inches of that 18 gauge wire. So I'm holding my pliers across that wire at around about the 1 inch mark. I'm going to make a little bit of a hairpin shape. So let's just take a quick look at what we've got so far. And we'll need to tighten those ends up a little bit. So I'm just going to push that with my fingers just to hold that in position. Now that little soft bend at the end is a great way for us to keep the sides of our stars all the same length. So I've got a loop coming back up towards me, and I'm going to hold the longer tail of wire now and bring that long tail back over so that it crosses over that start point where we made that very first angle. I'm then going to grip that again and bring that all the way down. So at the moment I've got a long oval shape. I'll just show you that from the underneath. Long oval shape, and we're building this design on top of itself. So if I just rotate this around gently and show you sideways, I've got the start point down here. I've gone around in this very, very elongated, slightly pointy oval form. If I pop my pliers back in from underneath and grip firmly, I'm going to bring that wire around again. So I'm doubling over the top, like so. And we're going to do that one more time. So I've just flipped it around, grip that wire, draw that tail all the way around. So what you should have are two ovals stacked on top of each other. Now to make the star work, what we're going to do is flip the design over and go back to that start point. And we're just going to open up that oval. If I get that to glint in the light, we're underneath, so we've got the shorter tail of wire just here. And what we can do, if you like, is just tighten those ends of the ovals up very, very softly, just a tiny little bit to give them a little bit more sharpness. Doesn't need to be very much. And then we're going to start by opening out that first oval, so that you get this V shape. Then we're going to slowly work our way down this spring kind of shape. So you can see we've opened out the first section to make a V. We now need to open out the second section to make another V shape. And you can tell that you're doing it right because it's starting to form that star already. Now we're going to pull from underneath to open up the next oval. So you can see we're working from point to point to point. So you can grip that closer to the point if you need to. open that out. Doesn't matter if it goes a bit 3D or if your ends go a bit squishy. And then we open out that last point so that it crosses over that start point. Now the fun truly begins when you just start to refine your shape. So I would very much recommend quite a tight tipped pair of chain nose pliers. I'm using my bent chain nose pliers, and just working on those tips. You might need to tighten them up slightly, or you might need to just open them out slightly. So this one has become just a little bit pinched. Can you see there's a little bit of deviation? So to solve that problem, I'm just going to pop those pliers in and tilt outwards very, very gently until I get that nice straight line from point to point. So do take your time. This is the moment that you can spend a little bit extra just to make sure that your star looks quite star-shaped. So at the moment, that's a little bit on the wonk. So we're going to de-wonk it by just looking at the angles inside each of the points. And when you've taken your time, it does pay to measure that your length on each point to point is the same to here. I'm just going to very softly put a gentle upright here so I can demark the length of that last piece of wire. So take your time, refine the shapes until you get a star that you're absolutely delighted with. So overall, I'm pretty happy with that. So what we're going to do is make sure that we're happy with where that angle change takes place. And then I'm going to grip across that very first angle change, exactly where the bend is. If I move my pliers out of the way, I'm going to hold across like so. Then what I'm going to do is to push that shorter tail of wire backwards away from me so that it starts to snuggle round the longer tail of wire. Once you've got that first little bend, we're going to again hold that angle change and push the wire sideways so that you're creating a loop around that long upright. And at this point you can adjust that tail so that it comes directly out the top of the star, opposite the two little crossover bits down at the bottom. So once you've got that loop beginning, you can grip across the star, making sure you're not crushing the wires, but you have carefully grabbed both top sides of that top point. And as you grip those firmly, you can bring the tail all the way around. You might need to tighten that up. What we're looking to do is to grip both of the sides of the top point, bring that tail around one more time, and then just give that all a little bit of a gentle squish. And then I'm going to trim that away just like so. You can obviously take a little bit more time than I am today. Give that a very gentle coerce until it sits really neat and tidy. Now, if you are making these as earrings, you will want them to be approximately the same size. So do make a note of that measurement, which is the star side to side or point to point length. What we're going to do now is to add on our chosen beads from the beautiful Magical Mystery bead box from Jessie James Beads November, which is so gorgeous, snowflakes and stardust. So I've taken a minute or so just to make sure that I'm happy with all of those ends. All of those points are looking good, and I'm just going to give them a quick squish with the flat up pliers that I'm using, making sure that I'm completely delighted before I move on. So that all looks okay to me, but you can obviously take a lot more time than I have today. And I thought the beads that we would use today come from the Winter in the Woods bead collection. And we have one of these beautiful frame beads. So I'm going to slide the first half of the frame bead on and then just support that on the end of my finger whilst I offer up a bead underneath. Let's get that bead hole lined up with the wire and then pop that wire all the way through. I love how these look. Really enjoy those, and also you can spin the whole thing, which is always a win. So to finish off, we're going to create a wrapped loop up at the top. So I'm gripping across sideways, push the wire over to one side, and then you can use round pliers, bail makers, or your memory wire finishing pliers just to create that wrapped loop. Now you could do a really huge wrapped loop up at the top if you wanted to, and then that can go directly onto the tree if that's where you want your intended recipient to hang their lovely little gift star. So I'm going to give that round form a squish, but not where the wires cross over, and then I'm going to bring that tail of wire all the way around. Now it's a little bit chilly today when I'm recording, so the wire's being a tiny bit slow to do what I want it to, and I'll decide which side is prettier. So I can see a cut end here, and that means I'll try to make the cut end at the top match up. Now, if, for instance, you find that that doesn't happen for you, you can twist that loop around just one time. So let's flip to the rear side. As luck would have it, it's worked out for me. I'm going to trim that last little tail around about an inch. So we used about 9 inches of wire in the end. And I'm just going to very carefully make sure that that cut end sits down flat against the core wire that goes up through the beaded section. So there you have your giftable star, and all I have done with the demonstration pieces is just a little lark's head knot. If you don't know how to do a lark's head knot, I'll show you that very briefly. Knotting is not my thing. Do you see what I did there? So I have a small piece of knotting thread, which I've just done a very simple, your standard knot in at one end. And if I pop that through the hanging loop, what I'm going to do is take that about halfway through, and then I'll push the knotted end through the loop of the hanging material and just hold that up at the top, pull it into position, and that is your standard lark's head knot. This is how I put gift tags on things as well. So there you have your giftable stars from the gorgeous Snowflakes and Stardust box, which is November 2024 Jessie James Beads Magical Mystery Bead Box. Thanks for hanging out today. I'll see you soon. Bye.